Camp on Awana, we hold you in our hearts. And when you think about this makes me wanna fart. I don't think that's the words. And but if you know that show, Camp on Awana, I believe was Nickelodeon in the 90s, if not the 80s. I don't know. That's one of the shows I grew up on. That and Hey Dudes. Carissa Explains It All, Pete and Pete. Are You Afraid of the Dark? My goodness, we didn't know what we had until it was gone. And so there's a review I did for a show called Jessie. You can see it on the Disney Plus. And then there's another show. I cannot not mention this show that currently my daughter's currently watching. This is called Bunk'd. Okay. So Bunk'd, like bunk beds, maybe that's probably this came out 2015 to 2024 before the show ended. I'm 100% going to say it's a continuation of Jessie. So if you enjoyed Jessie and enjoyed what I said about that review, check this show out. Now, the storyline for this is the main kids, or well, the kids in general, the four kids from Jessie's experience in New York, they want to reconnect with their mom and dad's history in their life. And so they find out that they went to this camp and this is where they first met mom and dad. And so they get an opportunity to go to this camp and learn about it and things of that nature. Now, I'm going to tell you the lows. I'm going to tell you the highs, excuse me. And then we're going to go ahead and rate this from 0 to 5. Now, this show right here is done by the exact same creator of Jessie, Pamela. And so her and her team go ahead and put this together. Now, I will say, hit the subscribe button, like, follow, and comment for more. We love you to join the collective family. Now, with that being said, the lows for this show is there is too much of the jokes. Now, the show's already done. It's not going to improve. It's not going to change. I'm just being honest. There's just a little small thing, as I think, as an adult or as give or take what your joke preference is. It's a comedy. So things are happening or being said that's setting up the punchline. I enjoy a good joke. So I completely understand it. So I'm just letting you know, for some people, they may look at this generally, they may look at this and say, well, it's just one after the next. That's just what it is. If you look to your little one who's watching it, she's dying laughing. He or she is dying laughing. As the teens kind of get into it, there's some mature stuff about crushes and love triangle, but nothing, again, this is still wholesome. It's just, I feel like it fits there. Now, there's one other thing I would say to me personally is the first season or so, there's a group of kids and they change the kids. And I feel like they changed the kids because they want to go a different direction casting both sets of kids, and any other person they introduce, whether counselors or kids that are at the camp, were all great additions, right? It's just a part of me wishes you can have your cake and eat it too, that you could have had those kids multiple times and show up multiple times as they got older, because it was a great chemistry or relationship that you picked up while watching them on screen. But like I said, the kids just, they own that personality. It's similar to, like I said, shows like Hey Dude or Hey Arnold, even though it's a cartoon, where you're watching these kids and you're getting invested in the characters they are, and you may relate with some of these kids or take you back, nostalgic type of thing. Like, think about shows like ABC's, which is on Disney, Recess, same vibe, same setup. The good stuff about this, again, you bring back three of not the four kids from the Jessie show who were killing it. They continue to kill it in this one. Then you add other people in the show throughout the years and they kill it as well. The production is there. It's crisp. It's corny, but it's family comedy, preteen corny, and I have no problem with it. I will give a shout out to, if I'm saying her name correctly, she plays Lou, Miranda May. My goodness, everyone does an amazing job on the show for what the show is. She is the glue that keeps this together. I tell my wife all the time, where the hell is this woman? Now, I know she's writing, directing, and doing some other stuff. I hope she's happy. She's doing everything she needs to do. But her comedy isn't just the punchlines. It isn't just the physical aspect of it. I feel like she's an actor that she's on this show. She's made a bunch of appearances on a bunch of other Disney shows, but there's scenes where it needs to be like an emotional scene. And I tell my wife, you can look at some of the kids where they're like they just don't know where to pull that emotion. They're still learning. It's a comedy. They were put for this, but you're watching her, Destiny Baker, Was another character, Mallory. There's a few other ones, Peyton, where Zuri, certain characters where you can see them find that emotion. And Miss May is one of those characters or actors who you can see. I'm like, her eye is watering up. This is a 30-minute episode show, and somebody's upset that their pudding was taken, and she's acting. And so bravo to her. So let's bravo on through to the ratings. We rate here from a 0 to a 5, 5 being excellent, 0 being what it is. Now, there is over 150 episodes of this show, a handful more than Jessie. You can go through this whole thing and get some really good TV and connect these two universes together, which I will say, because Ron likes to be honest here. And apparently I talk a lot of times as if I'm in third person, but I miss some parts of like the first season or so. The family's watching. Like I said, my son already grew up on the show and he moved on. Now our daughter is watching it. And I just sat there and I said to myself, I'm like, hey, why does it look like some of these kids, the ones that came from Jessie, that they know each other? I'm like, it's crazy to cast the same group of kids. And then there was an episode or two where they were talking about financially what's going on at the park. And I'm like, well, it'd be cool because they're rich in the Jessie show. These are two of the same fucking universes. They do a great job of telling you that. But if you're like me and you're cooking, cleaning, and cutting the grass and doing stuff, you could miss stuff. But just to clarify, they're the same universe. And they're going to smooth that out. They're going to tell you early on, multiple times with some cameos, that they're the same universe. And I'm glad that you're here in our universe. You see how I did that? Punchlines, somewhat. I'm not going to quit my day job. With that being said, you could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here. Until next time. Wait, I don't even think I've fucking rated this. Oh man, I need to do notes or something. Need to get maybe a Elgato prompter or Steam Deck or one of those handheld PCs. I'm sidebar. Anyways, what would I rate this? I'm gonna rate this a 4 again. I'm gonna rate it a 4. Yes, the jokes could be a little too much, but again, if you're from the universe of Jessie, it's great to get more of this kind of comedy. The other reason I'm giving it a high enough boost, as far as the kid shows, it's hard to find kid shows that don't have weird messages in them. I'm just gonna call it what it is. This show is a wholesome show. It's not gonna do too much. You don't have to worry about somebody walking around and you're like, whoa, is this a kid show or am I watching an episode of Euphoria? I don't know. So with that being said, I'm going to say it's a 4. Put in the comments what you would rate this, or is there any other teen kid shows I should be checking out or that we're watching when our kid is supposed to be watching, but they fell asleep and took a nap, or they walked away from the television and we're still sitting there. You could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be here, and I greatly appreciate that. Until next time.